Hold on. Hmm. Uh, Great time to go live on YouTube. Immediately walking away. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with the transporting. For now, I think it's just gonna teleport you, but in the future, I definitely want to do like a bunch of like fun audio stuff because I feel like that'd be so fun. Oh, I gotta turn on like an air filter real quick. Give me a second. All right. Okay. It's carb day. Do you like overload on carbs? Hold on, I gotta add everyone on Discord. I forgot. Mm. All right. It's carb day every day for me. I love carbs, man. I fucking love carbs. And I'm harmless. I build portals so he had a teleporter. I've had this fucker for the longest time, motherfucker. If anything, you copied me. If anything, you copied me. How's it going? This day is going okay. It's going okay. Going okay. Going all right. Make with them push-ups? Wait, what the hell? You redeem? What the hell? Body hurt. All right, let's get to work. No more dilly-dallying. No more dilly-dallying. Do you think the push-up reward in your stream has had any meaningful impact to your fitness? Not a fucking bit. Not even a bit. No. Not even a little bit. Mm-mm. What do we got in procedure generated cars? Interior generation, item spawn point. Gotcha. Why am I a ghost? What happened? Help. I really don't think the chat box needs to be 100% opacity. So it's transparent-ish. It's semi-transparent. It's see-through. Oh, not that kind of... No, transparent. No, transparent. All right, so what next? What now? Bug, don't allow using usable items if they're a shop preview item. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we could fix that. Yeah. You're Panactus? What's the goal of your game? It's like a co-op survival horror type of game. Friend slop type of vibe. Cooperative fun game. Basically, all of the players are employees on a train, and they have to keep the train operational and running from station to station. That's the gist of it, basically. It's a simulation game about the horror of using public transportation. He's onto something. Me won the TTC. Thought about a horror game? Alas, implementing it would be ass. I'm still on a bit of a crossroads in terms of trying to figure out how this shit works. A friend of mine got a brain bleed from a girl smacking a water bottle across her head on the bus on the TTC. Jeez. I gotta start bringing a bike helmet on the damn bus? Just so I don't get a random concussion from some random motherfucker? A week ago, a guy was stabbed on a bus that I usually take. You still take that bus? Yes. Shit, man. Wear some body armor on there, man. Be careful. Yeah, freak, how's it going? Okay. I don't understand how this is returning null. Because we check if it's a valid index. Do I also have to check if this shit's valid as well? That's ridiculous. All right, I guess. Even though, like, all right, yeah, sure, I guess. Why is chat low opacity? It's pissing me off. Guys, really, is it really that bad to have a lower opacity chat? Is it that bad? Here, I'll raise it up a little bit here. It's genuinely more distracting than 100%. How about now? Okay, how about now? What do you guys think? 0.5521? Instead of fixing why it's null or empty to begin with. It's probably a car that doesn't have any item spawn volumes. That's probably it. I haven't been watching Sequisha. Is he still playing that like Extraction Souls-like-ish kind of game? I was so surprised. I saw him playing it. I feel like he was going to start bashing it, and he's still playing it. So I guess he's liking it. He's playing Project Zomboid now? Okay. I guess he's playing the new update or the new patch or whatever. Ow. Hold on. Dude, I think I'm bleeding. Hey. What the hell? Dude, I don't think I'm seeing push-up redemptions on my my OBS chat. The only way I know is because some of you motherfuckers start saying things. Doesn't need to leave the chair to avoid working on the game. Yeah, sure. Let's get this task out of the way. So a problem is some of the items in the shop, you can use it even though you haven't purchased them yet, just for fun. However, some of those items are things like the bandages. Which we would probably not want the player to be able to use. Yeah. So I need to find where that is. Items. Does this have the item tags? Uh-oh. How does this know that when it's dropped? Wait, does it know? Does this actually know at all if it's a preview item? A shop preview item? I don't... Uh-oh. This does not know that it's a shop preview item. Oh. That's not very good. That's not good. That's not very good. We could use actor tags. Although I'd prefer we just use the gameplay tags. Let's see here. Objects, item pickup. So here it has the item tags. We'd want to send that to the equipable item. So let's do that real quick. Is this not, okay. Now we have the item tags in here. It's exposed on spawn, which is good. And it is replicated, which is also good. What's the song? Arctic Peeper by Ben Prunty. It's from the Subnautica Below Zero soundtrack. Okay, so when we equip the item, we will send it on over to the actual item. So let's go ahead and rerun this. How you doing, y'all? Even though the first thing you make me do is do 5 push-ups the instant you join the stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. I said it at the beginning of the stream, but man, I had like a horrible morning, so if I sound extremely groggy, it's because I'm very groggy. I am feeling pretty poopy shit. Okay, we're in. I'm in. I still have to revert these doors, by the way. Haven't figured out how to do that in Perforce. Do I work on my game off stream? From time to time I do, but this time off stream I was working on a script for a new YouTube video. It's been like a year since I released a video, so I've been planning out a script for the next video. I think it's going to be a good one. I really want to put in a lot of effort into this one. I want to put a lot of effort into this video. Hopefully I have enough footage to figure that out, because I don't know how we're going to do that for some of those clips. But I do work on it off stream from time to time. Like the procedural generation stuff, I worked a lot on stream because I was like really liking the challenge. it seemed like a really interesting challenge. Okay, so now we got to find where we equip items. Are you going to get voiceover man to do the speaking for you, Krim, to make it exciting? What do you mean? Who is voiceover man? So here we set selected item. Set equipped hotbar slot. Server set selected item. That one. Server set selected item. Here we send the item tags, and now here we have the item tags here. So we could just send that over. This is starting to get pretty, pretty gnarly. Starting to get pretty gnarly. In a world with C++, no, we're not gonna, listen, it's not gonna be that kind of video. This mostly could just be like a devlog type of thing. How I used to make devlog videos. I was thinking of it like a recap video, like going through the Suit for Hire release, and then starting to work on new projects and the kind of the process of that. But hopefully not in a very technical way. Like, I feel like this is a pretty good, like, I've been structuring it in a pretty good, like, way, I think. Hello there, fellow nerds. No, I don't want to go too technical with it. I kind of want it to be like a good, anybody can kind of watch it kind of thing. Not just developers. I really don't, like, I'm okay with making videos focused on developers, but I also don't really care for that too much. I bought pizza flavored Doritos. It's so ass. Dude, I bought ketchup flavored Doritos. It tasted like ketchup chips. However, and it also tasted like Doritos. It was so interesting. But man, you can't eat too many of those in one go. It's like you got to take breaks. Shit's like it hits you. It tastes good though. It's not one of those kind of chips you could just eat the whole bag in one go kind of thing. Unless you want to feel like shit. I saw the taco flavored ones. How did they put a taco in the Dorito? Okay, so now we're sending the item tags, which is good because now what we can do is in the equipable item, after the second bite, you start to taste the chemicals in it. Yeah, that it is a little bit like after the 10th bite, it's like something's not right about this. What do they put in this thing? Acid? What kind of acid is in here? You underestimate my power. Sorry. Mercury. Love me a little bit of mercury. What kind of vitamins does mercury have? So let's go to the bandage. I want to see if there's any calls that we do before we use an item. Nope. Oh, great. Text poop. Text poop. Okay. So for now, in the future, I want a little UI element being like you gotta pay for that. But for now, let's just. Oh, dude, I forgot. All of these are derived directly from the C++ class. So if I wanted to make a function for all of them, I'd have to do it in C++. Oh no. um Goody, more UI elements. It's gonna look like a Yahoo search page. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, duck. Time to relax after a week of game dev work by watching game dev. What are we noodling today? There was a task here because you can use bandages in the shop and it just consumes it. So we're gonna make it so we can't use certain items and you have to like actually pay for them to use it. I guess it would be a good thing to kind of learn how to do this in C++. All right, let's do it. What is a blueprint native event? This function is designed to be overwritten by a blueprint. We want it to return a Boolean. How would I word this? Can shop item be used? Can item be used? Can item be used? No. Is shop item? How would you make this pure? Can we instead make it to where if the player uses it, it counts as stealing and the monster cuts a hand off? It's a bit of scope creep, but I like the idea. Maybe in the future. Oh, blueprint pure. That's how you do it. Is shop item return item tags has tag fuck wait, how do you can you check through tags? Oh no, do I gotta write this myself? Man, C++ sucks. How do you gameplay tags in C++ is a pain? Is there no way of detecting really? Text? I think you need to define the tag in the CPP file. No way. I don't think we need to put text in here. Because it already knows that it's a type text. Yeah, interesting, dude. That sucks. So you need to know exactly the gameplay tag name. That's kind of... That's kind of dog shit. So item.shop preview. Cannot convert value to type constant character to parameter type f gameplay tag. God, C++ is tiring, man. It really is just tiring. How do I write this? F gameplay tag, request gameplay tag. Really? That's kind of ridiculous. I can't just write has tag and then just write the tag in. I have to also write request gameplay tag. You're requesting it since there's multiple sources of gameplay tags. The system has to parse through and see if the gameplay tag actually exists or not. I see. It's annoying boilerplate. It's just like, this could have been so much shorter, but I get it, I guess. I get it, I guess. Go back to blueprints? Don't worry, we're going back. Don't you worry. We'll be right back into it. He's coding in C++ now? I only do it from time to time. It's awesome how AI can solve that. I have AI. It's called my Twitch chat. And they generally do a pretty good job sometimes. You could look into setting up native gameplay tags so they're declared and defined in C++, so you don't have to request it since it's accessible via code directly. But I'm kind of... Okay, I see. I'm kind of confused though, because aren't gameplay tags just an ini file thing? Like, aren't they all contained inside of an ini file or some sort of like text file? Why is it that C++ can't just grab from that? Where is that from? Here. Make your own coding language. Then with that, make your own OS. And after that, make your own engine. Yep. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm sick of blueprints. Then I try to use C++, and then I'm like, damn, I'm sick of this too. This shit. That's what native tags solve. Gameplay tags can be sourced from both C++ or content, any files, but C++ higher in the chain of events. Content hasn't been loaded yet. That's why you can't access it. I see. Huh. All right, well, something to remember for the next project. is define our gameplay tags through C++. Yet another layer of complication. Yet another layer of bullshit. All right, so what other items can you use? I kind of want to make it so you can use some of the other items, like the coffee, but when you use it, it has to respawn. Or maybe we just simplify and we just make it so you can't use it. It's fine to use both though, Krim, both native and any, depends on the situation. Yeah, it's just my annoyance with it is, let's say you make it in an ini file first, or through Blueprint. You do the traditional way of just hitting the plus button and adding it. But then you suddenly need to use it in C++. I don't know what the process is. If it's smooth, to move that from the ini file into Blueprint. I'm pretty sure I remember deleting gameplay tags is annoying. Just request it? Yeah. I just find it so counterintuitive. Something that could have been so powerful to just like make Blueprint work with C++, at least to that degree. To that, with that at least as a good example. I don't mean like calling Blueprint functions, which I think you still can, but it's kind of ass. I don't understand why. Instead, they're like, guys, fuck this. Let's make a new coding language. It can be in both files? I see. But let's say you declare it in C++, which was originally an ini file. It's not going to break it, right? The new number after Unreal Engine makes the investors happy or whatever. Unreal getting gajillion dollars from Disney is actually its biggest mistake. Because now it has a fucking target on its head 24/7 with all these like... God, I hope all these companies that adopt this whole AI shit, I hope they all go under, honestly. I hope they all go under. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. I usually don't like saying that, but I'm gonna say it. I hope they all go under. I hope they all go fucking under. Bankrupt, 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 bankrupt. What's that thing called when you file for bankruptcy? There's a name for it. Could be found multiple times to resolve all of them regardless does it exist or not. It's very nice. I think it's good. There's a safety check to see if it exists. Dude, I kind of wish that C++ would at least show me. Maybe Writer has a way of doing it. Maybe Writer has a way of doing it. Just reading from the ini file so I can like, because imagine you're dealing with a lot of gameplay tags. That whole process right there was, can you imagine having to do that like with everything? You got to go here, go to your list of gameplay tags, you know, find the exact name. The whole point of gameplay tags is so you don't have to do that. So you're always having the right naming for everything rather than dealing with raw strings and matching shit. I feel like that was kind of one of its purposes. I'll stick to C#. But argue you're not using the pattern that Epic would recommend. That's probably the problem. That's probably the problem. To be fair, that's like Unreal Engine in a nutshell. If you don't do things the way they want you to do it, you're basically like, it's like pushing a boulder up a hill. I will say that is one of the downsides of Unreal. If you're not using it the way they intend it to be used, it is like, it is so difficult to divert from the thing. Why use gameplay tags over actor tags? It's just a vector of strings. I think it's just different use cases. Different use cases. The gameplay tags, you always have a list of them. So you can always just know what tags are there. Whereas with actor tags, also actor tags get pretty gnarly. This is all you need to do for native tags? Yeah, interesting. I just find it so weird that this isn't like Unreal doesn't have a way of like, I don't know, doing this behind the scenes by using the C++ ini file. You know what I mean? I guess, yeah. My only problem is, let's say I'm working in Blueprint and suddenly I want to make a new tag. Well, I got to write the fucker in C++ and rerun the entire engine. I will say, it really it does keep coming back to the whole problem of I have to keep rerunning the engine every single time I make an edit in C++. It's so annoying. It's so annoying, dude. Yeah. You just add one in the ini file and later on add the native tag in C++? Yeah, it's definitely like something I could do. You know, Amanda's? Been a while, how have you been? Not sure if you remember. I'm the guy with many accounts, but made new ones because I forgot the login info, got a permanent one. I think I do remember, Amanda. That being said, I think I've seen a couple of people run into that problem. Okay, what else is usable? The coffee cup. Finally settled down. Hey, hell yeah. Did you like put the password on a piece of paper or something just in case this time? How have you been? Haven't been here in a hot minute. I've been good. I've been good. Today's been a bit of a meh day, but can't complain. Yeah, I've been working away on this friend slop game, slowly but surely. Not as quick as I would have liked to work on it, but I think it's shaping up to be a very special thing. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking my time with it. It's never that quick, is it? I don't know, man. I think there is beauty in just ignoring what everybody else says and does. You know, you got everybody being like, you should make your game in under 3 months or some shit. Whatever fucking things people are spewing these days. I feel like it's just better to just get in there and just do stuff. Get in there and just make stuff. Get lost in the process. You know, I'm sick of all these opinionated stuff, especially in the developer space. There's so many opinionated stuff. Gmail login, if I lose my PC, this account is also lost. No. Keep write down the password, the Gmail password on a piece of paper. Keep that fucker on the wall. It's a luxury approach. A little bit. I think technically anybody can follow that process. You know, just kind of get in there and make stuff. Like, obviously, if your intention is to sell a game, you know, take some business aspect into it, and obviously consider your time. Like, obviously, I'm considering my time, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to feel guilty because the game has been I've been working on it longer than the amount of time that all these other people are saying that you should be releasing a game for. I don't know. I don't know if it's me, but I feel like there's so many opinions that like if you're not following the opinions, this like very popular opinion, there's like a guilt to it or something. You should see the coding space now. Dude, time and time again, I see people like having a horrible time on like GitHub and stuff because all of the like pull requests or whatever are like filled with AI slop code. Did Jonas Tie Roller video give you inspiration for a 1 month game? No, I do want to work on a 1 month game, but not for the purpose of working on a game in 1 month. It's more so I want to try to get. I even talk about this in this script that I made. I still have that problem where I feel like there's like a little feeling in my head where it's like a game needs to have like a bunch of content and progression and all this other stuff. I want to make a game that just says fuck that and see if like maybe I can prove myself wrong. Oh, great. Now the streams are scripted. No, this is for a video, a YouTube video. Come on. If the only intention is to sell, I feel like it imprints itself on the game. I feel like it does. Like you can tell with Lethal Company and Repo and Peak, there's still like a spice to it. You know what I mean? A sauce to it. But then you look at some other FriendSwap games and you're like, something feels off about this. Yeah, it's got a zest. It's got some seasoning. It's got a little bit more than just salt and pepper. You know what I mean? I left UE a year ago, focused on C++ and lower level development. Best decision of my life. I saw UE adding some AI stuff. Stuff that I think you could disable, but I don't know about UE 6. That's going to be a bit of a weird one. I don't use any AI stuff though, so. Ever did that nightstand where the plant disappears and appears? What the hell? How many times do you move your furniture around? This is like technically our dinner table. So we like move it in the living room and stuff, so. Yeah. I know the weekly game dev hot topic whenever my coworker opens his mouth on lunch break. I feel like the opinionated stuff gets worse and worse. I don't know. It's been it got to a point where I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit anymore what anybody thinks. I'm just gonna do me. If I fail, I fail, but it's because of me. Okay, so coffee cup done. Energy drink is next. Okay, so this is where I think we have to make an improvement for usable items because we're gonna have a ton of usable items. There's no way I can just keep inputting all of these calls in here. Definitely not something I want to do long term. For now, it's fine, but in the future, I think we need some sort of system here. Maybe we do like a parent function call, and then maybe this could. I actually don't know though. If you have a parent, if you have a parent function in C++ and there's a branch that could cut off something from not continue, will this still continue, or will it not continue if it's been cut off in C++? Maybe. Actually, you know what? There's a line, like a node line, I think in C++ to continue code or not, right? What do I mean? Let's say in C++ I had this branch directly in the parent call, which would be in primary button release and press, right? Let's say I put it here. But if that branch doesn't return true, and it returns false, would it technically cancel the call from going through, or is it going to still continue nonetheless? I don't know. That's something I'd like to figure out. The overload would still run. The if would not, if I get what you mean. Well, if I had it like this, right? Let's say this branch was inside of here, but it ran false. It'll still run. Construct doesn't return. So for the only way I could actually do this is if I create a separate function that calls this code. And then this primary button release action in C++. Yeah. Well, I guess this is the only way we could do this for now then. Well, fuck it, I guess. This is why people make new languages. Yep. Task done. You ever seen a green check mark in a while? No. Well, here it is. Grim, does this Hawaiian pineapple themed shirt fit me? What are you talking about? So does it? Yeah. Should put some sunglasses on too. And a little like fun hat. Yeah, maybe like a cap. Put like sideways or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Class. Some function to call some function. The only way I think we could do this to make it so this does a check beforehand, I think literally the only way we could do it is it needs to call a different function. Yeah, so the parent, which is equipable item, because the item here derives from equipable item, would first check if it can actually go through and do the function, right? Through the parent function. However, as far as I know, it's going to call whatever is called in here, even if it's a branch or whatever, and then continue the blueprint code no matter what, even if we somehow had like a branch in there to cut it off. Unless there's a way to cut off a custom event call. I don't know. The other option would be we'd have to create a completely different function. I don't give a fuck for that. Don't care for that. Listen, we could just put this here. It's fine. All right, let's test it. Let's see if bandages spawn first. I might go to see the Odyssey this weekend, or I might just sit at home, do nothing again for the 100th time. Go see it with a friend. Go with a friend or something. We're witnessing the birth of tech debt? I wouldn't really say that's tech debt. It's more so just annoying code. Oh, great. No usable items. That's fantastic. I have no friends. I just moved to Canada. Go to a bar and be like, hey, who wants to go see the Odyssey with me? And then, see what happens. Grim, go see the movie with him? Come on, man. For one, I think Yaw's in BC, so... Okay, we can't use it. Now, it would be good to show a little UI element that's like, you gotta pay for that every time you try to drink it. I can't go into bars. They think I'm using a fake ID. The hell did you do to your face for them to think that? What happened? What do you mean the fake ID? Vancouver is Gotham City anyways. Yeah, Toronto is basically the same. Shit might as well be Gotham City. Come to Quebec. This motherfucker really said come to Quebec. Physically look younger than I am. Everybody thinks I got out of high school and in 2 years I'll be 30. Listen, man, it's a blessing in disguise. Let's be real, though. Come to Brazil. Maybe you could add a sign saying something about not using items. I think it's a good idea to just have a UI element there because then it's like an immediate, you know, an immediate response for players. Whee! Whee! Toronto's big, but there's an indie dev making a game called Six Samurai there. You know who also is there? A dev making Train Rot. Yep. Oh, yeah. Has UE changed even? Any major optimizations / fixes for the physics engine? I don't know. 5.6 feels like it's in a really good spot, though, I would say. Be taking my shopping cart and shit. Cart soccer on the wagon. The only problem is this shit does not work well in multiplayer. Let me tell you. This shit don't work well in multiplayer. That's a shopping cart? There was a time where I wanted to fuck around with a shopping cart, but this thing's ass. What if I try to pull all of this through at once? Watch this. Just puked out a bunch of items. Maybe in 30 more years, I'll look like I'm over 18 at least. Hey, blessing in disguise, like I said. Okay, so you can no longer use the items. However, there's no warning. We do have to do a lot of little, like, tiny UI element stuff for, like interact context stuff. So maybe we do a little bit of that today. But I feel like we kind of want to cross over some tasks here rather than trying to add more tasks. That's another task. Wait, no, that's not another task. It's right here. Concentration to determine what the player is looking at to show. You interact are similar. I've experienced nothing but problems because of it. Just you wait until you get in the dating scene or something. Actually, that could become problematic. I don't know. Listen, it's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I also have a baby face and assumed I could never grow a mustache, but then I grew a mustache and now I'm a baby with a mustache. Boss baby. I've got a baby face. I just have a gigantic nose, so it just looks off. Something looks really off about it. We should make a monster that's a floating nose, and then he kills you by, like, sucking you into one of his nostrils, and then he, like, suffocates you. And the only way you can get out is if a player pulls you out. Yes, man. You don't have a baby face? If I shave this off, Quentin Tarantino levels of self-insert? No, that would be like feet. Something about feet, not nose. Something about feet. Wasn't Tarantino known for like feet, being like a foot fetish guy? Or is that, am I thinking of a different director? He's the feet guy? He is the feet guy. Damn. Who's another, wasn't there a game developer that's like a feet guy? Who was the feet guy? Kojimbo. Is Kojimbo a foot guy? I feel like Kojimbo's the Crimson. No, not motherfucker. Guys, come on. Oh. Popular game developer. Popular. I'm not popular. I know there's a meme about Kojimbo wanting to just keep like doing a bunch of like face scans of like all these like actors and stuff. What are your top 1% of Twitch game dev? What is popular for you? I wouldn't really consider that popular. Where's the foot cam? No foot cam. That's exclusive for tier 3 subs. That was a joke, by the way. Don't tier 3 sub in expectation of receiving a foot cam, because you will not be receiving a foot cam. Okay, thank you. I was about to do it. The refund button is right there, I think. Just wait until you hear about the tier 4 sub content. Uh-oh. Oh! Grown men screaming at each other in my Deadlock game right now. Sigh. I got ranked, by the way. I ended up playing yesterday. I got ranked. I'm Oracle 3. That's an explosion. Yes. The delivery system. Oh yeah, we gotta work on that today. Actually, maybe we'll work on that next. Make it so it closes the door and then the player can get sent through it. Can I brag? My little team is playtesting with a publisher today. None of my in-real-life friends know the industry enough to be as excited as the prestige deserves. I'm pissing myself. What the hell? Dude, hell yeah. I'm hoping one day I can get the developers of Peak playing my game to hear some feedback from them. That'd be interesting. Ow! What an asshole. That's why we're 4 months in without a win/lose possible in game. What? You really like Peak? You mention it a lot. I think those games are great. My new game that I'm going to be mentioning is Big Walk. This damn Big Walk is good. What a great game. Hi. Stop. Big Walk. Big Great. We're missing power in here. I think the Big Walk seems better than Peak. I would say they're two different types of games. Two different types of experiences. Big Walk? No, not walk as in like a thing that you cook food in. I mean Big Walk as in walking. Is it a cooking game? No, but that would be really funny. Big Walk, you have to communicate with your friends with hand signals to determine what kind of ingredients you need to add to the walk. It's a kitchen and you guys have to communicate with each other, but everybody's in different rooms and they have to do it with hand signals. And progressively the game gets harder and gives you less ways of giving hints. Now that would be a funny parody. That would be a funny parody. All right, let's work on the poop shoot, the personnel or object. What was the P? What was the second P? Personnel or object passage. Big Rock. Big Rock. What's going on with the music? Damn. Yeah, Wendy, have you decided to stack a second train on the new giant train to quadruple the original level design scope yet? No, not yet. I'm still struggling with 5 million other things right now in terms of the overall game loop and whatnot, so still trying to figure that out first. Although we've created randomly generated cars, which I think are cool. I think that solves one problem of the game, which is some of the cars feel very monotonous and the same. Like the first time you see it, it's cool, but then after that, it's like you kind of know where everything is. So adding some random generation has helped quite a bit. A robot. Can it generate a Corvette? Depends if the game sells well. Time for me to ask the question. No, I haven't. Yeah. It's going to be a while before I think I take a gander into switching over the system to constraints rather than physics handle. Because at this stage, I feel like it's in an okay spot for the testing. Finish the acronym. It's personnel or object. Whatever. We don't need the second P. We could just say poo shoot. Doesn't need to be poop shoot. It could just be poo shoot. Have you considered just asking ChatGPT to finish the whole game for you and publish it? I have not considered that, Wendy, but the random person that keeps, the random people that keep joining my stream and saying random shit, they occasionally tell me that I should do that. And tell me that they could finish my game for me. Which I'm sure they could. But yeah, no. Haven't considered it. We need the second P. Personnel or object pipe shoot. Maybe it is pipe. It is pipe, I think. I saw a random YouTube short. It was like, I'm going to make a AAA game. Watch this. And then they're like, okay, so first I made a project. Okay, and then I added advanced locomotion system. And then he was like, damn, making a AAA game really isn't that hard. And I was like, God, you suck. God, you suck. God, you, oh, God, oh, God. Did you ever think of, I don't know, finishing the game? Nah, I don't do that kind of thing. Personnel or object portal. It's kind of a portal, but not a portal. It's a pipe where you get sucked into it. Anyways, let's work on the pipe. Let's work on the poop chute. The poo pipe chute. Where is it? IDS. IDS almost sounds like IBS. Not to be confused with IBS. Someone did that to Cakes. He was writing his little WebGL game and was nowhere near. And someone threw a video into his Discord of an AI build that was finished. They should release it on Steam and see how well it does. You know, Worka? How you doing, man? I used AI to steal this person's game. Anyways, let's not talk about AI anymore. I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So right now, we need to have this door rotate to close off the thing and seal it up. Seal it up. I'm starting to realize, though, I don't know if I like the black. I think the door being orange might be better, actually. Feedback on my portals. I'll take a look at it in a bit, Fist. Is that the box from Futurama? I don't know. I don't watch Futurama. I wouldn't know. It's just a tube, man. It's just a tube. I don't know how else to say. It's just a tube. It'd be a tube. It'd be a tube. Okay. So we need the tube door to close itself. I think the only way we're going to be able to do that is a run on server call with a multicast to do the animation required for this. Currency more than 0. Okay, so we have a recently used Boolean call, which would stop this from calling it multiple times, which is good. Instead of sending items, this should be sending objects, sending actors. Clear sending actors, teleport, smooth sync, item pickup, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So basically, we don't want to call this yet. Additionally, we actually, now that I think about it, we don't even want to call the box overlap actors, because what if you walk into the doorway late? This interact call, I believe, happens on the server. However, we are going to have to multicast call it. Begin sending sequence. Multicast reliable. Box overlap actors, sending actors. So something that's kind of shit is I might have to do this through multicast. Yeah. For reasons. For certain reasons. Let's do a timeline real quick. Let's create a timeline for this. We'll do, I want to say like this happens over a span of 3 seconds. So that gives you like 2 seconds to get into the doorway. So we'll do a track. This will be the door alpha. It'll start at 0. It'll, over a span of 1 second, prepare itself. And then at the 3 second mark, we'll go up to 1. I think that should be good. Okay, so how is the recently used IDS begin cooldown? Oh shit. That happens after 10 seconds. Okay. So we'll set the relative rotation. It starts from 180 to 0. I have no clue which direction this is going to go in. I hope it goes in the right direction, which would be the... There's a very large likelihood this does not do what I want it to do, which would really, really suck. No pun intended. If the direction is equal to forward, we then want to call this stuff. And then we also want to do a timer here. Reverse door state. After maybe 2 seconds, we'll call a function called reverse door state. Then we'll go ahead and grab that door sequence and we will reverse it. And it shouldn't call this again because this is set to forward, so we should be fine. What we'll do here is we'll do door sequence, play from start. Once we get into here, sending sequence. I kind of don't like putting a lot of like code for this in a timeline, but oh well, whatever. We could set it to replicated, but I think we should be fine. Cave of Cud. I've heard of that name so many times. I haven't really like looked into it though. That is something I have yet to like look into. Okay, door sequence. Should work. Let's go ahead and preview it. Hopefully we can quickly just find a car with... Yep. Okay, good. Here it is. So we'll just go ahead and move an item there. Oh, I forgot to call the function. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Now you're probably wondering, shouldn't we put a server call after the interaction? Interactions are already multicast or run on server, so we're all good just doing it like this. Okay, cabin 1 I think has it. Okay, so yeah, I like that. Explosion? Here's what I'm gonna do though. I want the we can hear the sending of the item immediately after. Let's have a little slight delay. So I'm gonna put the length to actually 4 seconds. And then I wish I had a sound effect for things getting sucked in. Actually, I do. I do actually. Okay, get the song Mr. Jambo out of my head. I don't even know what that is. Suck. Items suck start. There we go. That's what we'll do. We'll maybe pitch it down. Oh, great, the laundromat. Flatbed doesn't have it. Don't think the randomly generated car has it. I need a way of like forcing which types of cars to spawn in. But the thing is I can't really do that. Oh wait, shit, I have to see if the door opens up correctly. Nice. Hell yeah. It works. Nice electrical wiring you got over here. Okay, it works. Obviously, there's going to be more sound effects that we need to put in for it, but I'm pretty happy with that. The next piece of the puzzle is sending players. Or just anything that has a movement component. It's a lump of meat. I want a chance where they get stuck in like a pipe area, but I want to make it so we can like hand place that in certain certain areas. Like I think there's certain levels that have like a second floor. That would be a great spot. You just get sucked out into like a second floor area. We could have like a pipe sequence so it kind of looks like you see the like behind the scenes of how the pipe system works, but you get stuck in there and you gotta like squeeze, you gotta crouch your way out of it. I think that'd be kind of funny. Yeah. If the writing's on the box, how do you change it in localization? You don't. That's the beautiful thing. You don't. The beautiful thing about that is you don't. Those things are probably gonna have to be changed, or we just say fuck it. Whatever. Jeff Goldblum, the Fly. If you're a fly in there with you, you're fucked. What Jeff Goldblum, the Fly? Is that like a meme from like Jurassic Park or something? I was hoping I could just cast to. No, I could cast a pawn actually. I could cast a pawn, but I can't do a teleport call. We have to use GMC for this. Wait, no. GMC has a very specific call for teleportation. Could be a replication component. Set actor location GMC. Wait, we do a set actor location right here. Does this not work already? Does this already work? Wait, hold on. It's very possible this might already be working. Guys, it doesn't work. Guys, I regret to inform you that this does not actually work. However, once I do this, it should. Wait, I just realized this only filters for items. Okay. It's starting to make sense why it didn't work. Maybe we don't need to do this. Hold on. Or pawn. Wait. Is this also going to like look for like random static objects too? Help! The library? The library has an IDS. And it's got a poop chute. We can use the library. It's on the other side. Hurry to the poop chute. Batman song comes on. All right, here we go. Now, obviously, we do need to do, like, a lot of, like, cool, you know, like, animation stuff for sure in the future, you know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be, like, a whole animation getting sucked in there and hearing a bunch of bumping noises and stuff. Even if it is faked. What was the movie where a crew's spaceship needed to evacuate from a planet because the aliens attacked them or something? And they had a broken or a bad teleport and one guy was teleported to just a bunch of live organs? The hell kind of movies are you watching? I don't know, Star Wars? I think that's Star Wars. Okay. So, now we need to check. Does this work on the client? Star Wars can go into a garbage bin? Damn. Tough luck. Why is this suddenly broken on the client now? When he pushes the button. Uh-oh. Suddenly it's broken. What happened? So multi-start next route. It is unloading. Oh. This isn't being called on client side. Let's just put this over here. I think that's why we put a switch has authority call in here. Expecting things to just be fine. Oh, thank goodness we fixed it. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. How many things did I break? I can't use the door anymore. Excuse me, what? And now it's fine. Spaghetti intensifies? No, I think it's because we kept reverting that door. Dude, what? All the other doors work. Why is it that suddenly this isn't working? Hmm. Dude, I hate this. Perforce is really pissing me off sometimes. Because I think this might be a problem with, and now it's fine. We gotta revert that door ASAP. And, make it work properly. Okay, so let's go to the thing just to make sure it's working multiplayer. So we'll put an item through it. Put 2 items through it. And then we'll make the client push the button. Okay. Seems like it's okay. But I'm still a little bit perplexed about the door, for some reason, not working on the client. That was just so weird. I gotta somehow figure out how to force the door and submit the version that I have. But I tried to do that and it just wouldn't work. Drinking muddy milk? Yummy. Rename the class? I don't know if I want to do that. But I guess that is one way of going about it. Why is it that just opening the class and compiling it and then and trying to save it was what fixed the problem on the client? No, I refuse to believe that that actually fixed it. Like, that's crazy. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta fix that off stream because this is gonna piss me off. I've been staring at these little yellow, green, whatever the fucks. Opens the blueprint editor with the merge tool open. There's a merge tool? Wait, what? There's a merge tool? Is that real? I don't know if that's real. I don't think that's real. That's a fake button. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, worst case scenario, yeah, we could rename it. But ideally, not having to do that would be nice. Have I reconciled the offline work and Perforce? Perhaps something there is conflicting. Well, the problem is we submitted the door with a change that I didn't think would have that big of an impact, which was I renamed Cube to Door Mesh. The problem is in a lot of doors, I had to manually go into the mesh and change the constraints. By changing the mesh name, it wiped all of the constraints for every door and also changed all of its like static meshes that I might have changed, which is obviously not the most proper way of doing things. But the thing with the constraints is I can't set this value in Blueprint. I have to directly go into the static mesh. I can only set the constraint mode, but then I cannot modify the constraint values from there. So, yeah. Because if that was the case, I would just read the rotation of the door and then set the actual proper lock values from it. So if anything, maybe what we end up doing is maybe I make a C++ function to set these constraints in construction mode or something. Figure out how I could do it there. But I've tried to look at yeah, I don't know. There's no way of like modifying it in Blueprint. Pretty nasty for blueprints, or perhaps that broke when you mess with the mesh? Probably. When I messed with the name, it probably just didn't save all of the little changes that I made to all those meshes directly. Technically not something you should be doing, but it is something that I did. I just didn't know renaming this would have been so detrimental. And for some reason, Perforce can't just do a simple revert. I'll try it again right now. See if I can try it again right now, so we can squash this problem once and for all. Okay, let me also do a submit. Changed the IDS tube system. More work on rand gentiles. Added check. Added is item function for items. What else did we do? Added PCG plugin. Pretty important one. Okay, so I submit. Then we'll check out this door. Don't get latest. Check out this door. Don't get latest. Couldn't you just use the constraint, not use the lock, so the constraint would rotate with it? From my experience, using the direct static mesh constraint is a lot more like rigid and good than using a physics constraint. I feel like with physics constraint, there's chances where things kind of glitch out and shit, whereas using the direct static mesh constraints, I feel like is a lot more like, it's like, if you say don't move on the Y, it's not going to move on the Y. Whereas with a physics constraint, I feel like it fucking glitches out so much. It's so ass. It is so ass. Out of date. Get latest revision to set up a resolve. This will not overwrite your copy of the file. What's really funny is it says that, but it does override the copy of the file. Even if I do get latest revision on it. Which is really, really annoying. Hold on, accept target. Maybe I could try a merge. Preview. Integration preview. It's not showing me anything. I don't think this is going to do anything. There are a total of 2 errors. Already integrated. How is it so hard to just revert something back to an old version? Time to test out the new source control lore, perhaps? I don't know about that. Revert to specific revision and submit. To revert a file or folder back to a specific revision submitted as the new head revision, you need to perform a rollback/undo operation rather than a standard P4 revert. Here's how you could do it. I think I need to update my perforce because this undo shit does not work. Because I think I tried it and then it didn't work. And it really, really is annoying. I can do get latest, which is what it tells me to do. Okay, now I can resolve the files. Okay, so I try to resolve them. I click on them, I hit resolve. Let's do auto-resolve multiple files. Let's do interactively resolve files one at a time. Here I'd like to accept the target. Accept target. And then now I should be able to submit. Let's see if it resolved it. at all. Jokes aside, I remember having this issue a long time ago and never think I fixed it. The thing that's crazy is like... Oh, I fixed it. Oh my god, wait. Holy shit. I think it actually finally resolved. I think it might have finally resolved. Hold on. Yes! Okay, wait, hold on. Let the client open the door now. Okay. Hold on. To be sure, I need to open one of the cargo levels because they have those big doors that I modified myself. Okay, good. Trying to solve that nobody else has. I think it's cool. I'll see as it grows. If anything, I'll see as it grows. Especially since it's like supposed to be integrated with Unreal quite well. It's not a bad idea, but that being said, if it's integrated in Unreal, is it integrated with UE5 Unreal or UE6 Unreal? For Luis and probably swapping, but with something as important as source control, early access isn't. Yeah, no, that's definitely not happening. I want something fucking battle tested down to the bone, especially when it comes to something as important as that. Like, that is my entire backup system. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be fucking around with that. Hold on, give me a second. Oops, it looks like your whole repo got deleted. Looks like your project got corrupted and we deleted all of the past versions of the files because it's the monthly cleanup. Pipes. 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 I'm so happy with this randomly generated thing. Now, hopefully, once we do a tech test, we determine that it actually works properly. And then, of course, we got to figure out the furniture on the inside. And then, of course, the other thing is just figure out, okay, is this all optimized or not? That's going to be another challenge. But, yes, dude, yes. So happy with this. First time ever doing procedural generation. Could you even... Wait, is this technically considered procedural generation? If it's tiles that are pre-built, put together? Is that random generation or is that procedural generation? There's a slight difference between the two, right? Is it... Oh. Would still be considered procedural generation? Gotcha. So now that we can send ourselves through the thing, we can just get back to the front of the train. What's our lurking emote? We don't have one. It's just, you lurk, man. You just do your thing. You just do your thing, man. You know what I mean? The crown. Random means it has clearly defined bounds and authoring in many points. Procedurals is you give it inputs, and then everything in between is out of authoring control in a sense. I guess it's kind of an in-between of the two, technically. Because we have constraints. We can set constraints, which gives us, like, authoring control in a way. I am the king. I am the king. I'm the king of the castle. I'm the king of the castle. I had to remember what the full line was. I didn't remember. I'm the king of the castle. I love how sometimes you just hear explosions because the landmine has to unload and we don't delete the landmines. And then you just hear an explosion. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Okay, so we did the door. Open the door. Open the door. We've got the door. That's all good to go. Could also teleport players. Wait, I have a question though. Hold on, let me close Perforce real quick. I have a question. Can we teleport a bomb? I would like to test. Can we teleport a bomb? The little red guys. Little tomato bombs. I want to see if we can... Oh, hey. You're coming with me, pal. Because this would be so funny. One of your friends just sends a bomb down the chute. Why is he running at me? NPC spotted player. I thought... Dude, you're literally not supposed to do this. You're supposed to be asleep. Please hold. I think the thing is the bomb guy uses the different controller. And this is supposed to have no senses. He's literally not supposed to be able to see the player. We do have our own spotting system in the player detection tick. Maybe that's the problem. All right, we call player detection tick here. What we could do here is maybe override the player detection tick. Not call the parent call. And then that could be fixed. Are you using more C++ or more blueprints for this game? A lot more blueprints, I'd say. Definitely a lot more blueprints. Oh, I see one in there. If I jumped over here to see if there was a guy there, by the way, he would wake up. So is he still spotting me? Dude, he still spots you. Oh, the player distance tick. Oh, which is technically correct. But I think we're going to want to override that as well. I think that's what's going on. Okay, now I gotta walk around here and see if he spawned again. The sponge. Darn. I can't spawn him either. That's something I can't spawn in. Would be really nice to be able to do that. It's a phone! Alright, any of them in here? Not a landmine, please. There we go, perfect. Don't walk on the landmine, that would be really bad. Now, flinging him around like this should probably wake him up. Right? Don't get me wrong. This should probably wake him up. But first... Wait, it works. Wait, hold on. We have to see. Yes, man. And he wakes up and he explodes. Oh! Dude, yes. How much money did I invest already into this game? I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. You have to ask my accountant. Once my dorm roommate poked a pencil into my eye to wake me up. It didn't work. What I'm trying to say is that him not waking up there is not that unrealistic. He's a deep sleeper. Until you run by him. Then he is not a deep sleeper. More than 1k USD? I don't know. The beauty of being in a company is that you could just make up numbers. You could be like, yeah, my monthly salary is $10,000. And then you're like, oh, 6 months? $60,000. You know what I mean? You just make shit up. So I don't know. Get over here. You're not supposed to be in there. Hey. Yeah, I could tell. Where's the other rats? I think this task is bugged. I'm pretty sure the task is bugged because... I'm pretty sure we got all of them. Money's a construct. As long as you pay your taxes. If you pay your taxes, you'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't being called. Maybe when something is melted, it's not considered as killed. Oh my god, it's not. It doesn't consider it as killed. Oh my shit. That's why rat killed isn't being called, is because it's just melting it immediately rather than damaging it. So what we'll do is we'll just damage it with like 999 damage. Yeah, that's yeah. And then that should work. Let me double check here. Event damage actor, server rat take damage, damage amount, impulse, doesn't require an impulse. And then when it takes damage, it then calls rat killed, but it's not calling that because it doesn't consider it as, it just deletes him. So that should fix it. Dead is not dead. Yeah, he's just melting, but considered not dead. Problematic. So now, I gotta wait until we get a bunch of rats in here. Valve task, that's fine. Just ignore that. Unless you make a Terminator rat with 1,000 HP. I do want to make different kinds of rats, but that'll probably be in the future. Scope thing. Like a rat where you have to like kill it with like a sledgehammer or something. You can't just whack them on the walls or try to grab them. They'll be too heavy. Okay, the train's about to explode. It's been a while since we've experienced the train exploding, the alarm sounds and everything. I don't remember if it's loud as hell or not. It's loud. Okay, let's see if we can get rats in here again. I literally just need to test this one thing, please. They don't sizzle in the oven. They do sizzle. They go shh. They spawn the same shit. I'm just waiting for I am a rat to spawn in here. Maybe I should make it so I can spawn specific tasks in here. Like, I have a thing where I can aim at specific tasks and call it, but I can't, like, call a rat infestation in a specific car. And the train's about to explode again. This is ridiculous. This sucks. This is awful. I might have to do something for that. I'm getting train sick. Just look down. It's fine. Oh, wait. Rat infestation in the wrong car. You gotta be kidding me. You're pulling my leg. You're pulling my leg. My screen is stuck. I can't leave your stream. It's fine. What am I going to do? Debug menu? I got a bunch of menu stuff, just not specifically for calling tasks like that. Like, I can break the electrical stuff and force that to run, but not like other types of tasks. But I am going to have to do that because there are going to be more tasks that are a lot more dynamic. Like, for example, the C4 one. I had an idea, by the way, for the C4 one, where it's like a bomb gets planted and you got to go defuse it. In another spot in that car, there should be the code to defuse the bomb. So you gotta like look for the bomb and look for the code that would be somewhere on the train. I feel like that would be kind of fun. Like you're scrambling for the two elements really quickly. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be cool. What do you guys think? Yeah? I'm gonna do it anyways. Whatever. 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 But I think more things like that would be fun. It's like, it's nice because that sort of task doesn't even necessarily require those to be pre-made in, like we don't have to pre-place those elements. We just have to safely spawn them in a spot that's valid. Okay, I think, I'm gonna make a console command to force spawn stuff in here. Things are going so poorly that there's a fire on car 1. Things are going so bad that there's a fire in here. I wonder where it spawned. Oh, there it is. Is this shit bugged out or is it working? It didn't give me the green check mark when completing it. I would do that, like having a C++ function for it, but the thing is, the way that the rat maintenance task is called is it goes through a list and randomizes it when we select what kind of maintenance task. So, like, we could do a function call for just constantly spawning maintenance tasks, but that doesn't really solve the problem. I have to specifically call on the car that I'm in or looking at to do the thing. So let's do that right now. Whatever. Everyone's always like, you should get a debug menu. All right, fine. I will, motherfucker. Here we go. All right, fine. Here we go. Force spawn monsters? I didn't know I had that. Well, now I do. All right, so here we have break task. It does a line trace. It sets a, but this sets a specific task. So what we need to do is, add task to car. We'll feed it a input, which is task type, and we'll just do an integer for now. That way I can feed it a value. And then in here, we're going to do a line trace. So I can line trace to hit the body of the train car, but how do I actually read which manager that's associated with? Or maybe we just get whichever car you're currently in. Or let's do this actually. So this won't be a line trace. It'll actually be like this. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do this through a switch. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but this is how we're going to end up doing it. 0 will be, so we'll do 0 rat infestation, and in the future, we'll have other things in here as well. So let me double check how we even add a rat infestation. That is in our section where we select a maintenance task. Okay, we just do this, we call this, and then it calls some other shit at the end. Let me double check. Set task, do a bunch of shit. So luckily, I believe that's just right here. This is valid. Current cabin. I guess we could just actually, let me just rename it to current cabin. I can't. All right. And I think select random maintenance task, selected task actor. I gotta go to the damn thing where I gotta do the thing and the thing. Right here. It will take the task actor and set the task state. Okay. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. So here, we're going to check this. If it's valid. And then we just need to get the cabin manager here. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay. That should be fine. It's just trying to find it in the array, which honestly, I don't really think we need to do, because we technically feed the train car in here anyways. So what we could actually do is just feed train car directly in here. Okay, so this should now... We should be able to now force a rat infestation. For some reason, it spawned the rats outside. Excuse me, do you mind getting out of the way? Oh, he's already dead. Oh, that's not good. We can't use that as a as the test. We need them to be... Did he really only spawn 2 rats? Nah, it's bullshit. Where's the other ones? I legit thought that was a rat. It's a boot. Where did the other ones go? Wait. How did he spawn over? How did these 2 spawn in here? How did you spawn in here? Access none. Get random location and navigable radius. Maybe I spawned them too quickly. Oh, it uses parent cabin manager. Wait. Oh, I see. Oops, I needed that. That's very important. I wonder why they were confused. This would be the local call, cabin manager. They didn't know which cabin to spawn in. In fact, the fact we even had any rats spawn at the front of the train is interesting. Okay, all right. Now we can spawn the rats properly. Okay, here we go. It had nothing to do with us calling it too early. There we go. Okay, well, I killed him accidentally by slamming the door into him. It was a complete accident, I'm sorry. I know this is... There's another one. Where is he? I am the rat. Yep. We did it! Although, it doesn't show the green check mark when you finish these tasks for some reason. That's bullshit. I worked so hard. And for what? No little check mark that says 10 out of 10, great job, smiley face. I'm mad. I'm really mad. Confetti particles. Yes, exactly. One in 10 rats to turn chrome and give a thumbs up when they die in the furnace. That should be like a 1 to 1,000 chance. Come on, let's be real. That should be a rare chance of happening, not a common chance. crown. The landmine. Good, Josh. I'm gonna play Grain Rot. Let me know how it is. Yeah, there's no little green check mark. Oh. Hey. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I suppose. It's so similar to Train Rot with the name. Yeah, I think really it's just the name, to be honest. Daily reminder to check your backups. I just submitted on Perforce, so we're all good. We're all good. All good. Oh, yeah. All right. Rats. Done. Although, it doesn't show the completion thing. Maybe not done. It might be the sphere radius isn't large enough. So let's make this to 2000. Oh, this checks the last rat. Ooh, I don't know about that. Because what if this doesn't exist? It's very possible this wasn't able to be called and it called 000. So we might just do a get actor location. So we'll just do that. Well, it's technically not, whatever. We'll just do that. Okay. We got to make the laundromat car monster. We got to make the briefcase mimic, NPC grabbing players event. Right, we need to do a lot of stuff for that. Dragging heavy objects should eat stamina. Concentration to determine. Okay. This is technically all completed. I can mark those as completed. Intercom needs some more stuff. We need to replicate the scroll wheel. That's not working at the moment. Which is weird because it's literally just setting the location, but whatever. Let me see if I can do that right now. Item handling, I believe, is in here. And then we have the multiplied handled item distance multiplier. And then all we do is set the target grab location. So why isn't that replicated? So basically the problem is if I scroll wheel to move the object in and out, it seems to work on the client. Why was that task there? Hold on. Wait, maybe it's a client 2 issue? Wait, that works. Wait, what? Wait, why is that task there? It literally works. Do I have fixed spawn locations or random? For what? Why does it work? I don't. Well, I'm more so confused as like replicate scroll wheel while holding an object. It seems like it's working. I don't really understand. All right. I guess. Which hosting service do I use with Perforce? I use DigitalOcean. You should add normal map creases to the beans' necks when they look down. I'll probably do some details like that in the future. Right now, they need like more texture stuff done, anyways. They need a little bit more texture on them in the future. Okay, another thing I wanted to add in, which I've been really wanting, is being able to rotate the object that you're holding. Because right now, you can't like rotate it. So what I want to do is if you hold R, then you can kind of like rotate it in place. How do we go about doing that? First things first, we need the input event, the action event to do it. Cool. Rotate object. Then hold R, U, mouse wheels always rotate? What do you mean, like middle mouse button? Did you make changes to the rat task and not test it? Oh, we tested it. It works. Well, not the completion kind of thing, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay, so object grabbing task. So why does it get the world rotation of the camera boom? Wait, what? Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's start with this then. Handled object rotation. Handled object rotation. So I want this to reset when you let go of an object. So let me find the function for letting go of an object. Set item dragging state. This is for something different. Custom release grab actor. Release component. Detach drag component. Believe I should be able to just reset the value here. Okay, so then we go back to where we were. And essentially we want to read the mouse movement in the X and the Y. Is it mouse look? I think it is. So we're going to do ongoing. We'll do print string. And we'll just get these two values. And then this will be a good start. Is that not working? Oh wait, or is it triggered? Okay. So now something we might have to figure out is setting the actual rotation value. Because just adding values to the rotator might not be enough. We might have to add values based on your camera direction. But let's see. So X would be maybe the yaw. Y could be the pitch. But I don't think that's correct. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's correct. We also only want to allow this if held object uh-oh. Do I not have a way of checking which object we're currently handling? Wait, how do we determine if that shit's... Oh. We use the physics handle. Some things you won't be able to rotate, so that's going to be interesting to figure out. I think it should be fine. I think it should be fine, but we'll see. Let's see, object grabbing tick. So what we could do here is then we can combine this and this together to form the rotation. And let's see if this works. I don't think it's going to give us the right values. Yeah, as you can see. Uh-oh. Okay. Combine rotator might not be what we want. How are we going to end up doing this? What if we just, the problem with that though is I do want to reuse the grab system for this. But maybe we could just set the target rotation currently. And then that can work. Ooh, this might be a bit of a tougher problem than I anticipated. Control modifies yaw, shift modifies roll, alt modifies pitch with the scroll wheel. Guys, this is a video game, not a fucking Blender, okay? It's a video game. Guys, don't forget. No one's gonna use those controls. No one's gonna use those controls. The problem right now is as we combine the rotator to this, it modifies the rotation more than I want it to. Let's try something. My problem then is going to be... Maybe probably not, but they can't say it doesn't exist at least. I just don't think those controls are a good idea. Listen. Holding R to just rotate the thing, I think, is more than enough. I think this is more than enough. Let's do this though. We'll set the handled object, and I want to see maybe if we can get the physics handle and set the target rotation. I'm very curious. Set target rotation doesn't work. Maybe it's being overwritten. I have an idea. Unfortunately, this gets the primitive component. If I set the rotation directly on the primitive component, am I gonna fuck something up? Y is up and down, so that would be the pitch ideally, but we'd probably have to calculate this based on the camera rotations. We'll figure that one out too. How about Shift plus R plus F2? Okay. So now we just want it so we can't do any camera look, which great thing, by the way, is I don't think I don't know if it reads from that or not. Let's see. It does. Yeah. Oh, here we have interacting with display. Item dragging cam lock interact. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Rotate object. It's a Boolean. And we can do this. A select and a select and a select and a select and a select. Yeah, I know Kung Fu. Hit someone in the face. All right, that works, sort of. But does it work in multiplayer? Technically, you take ownership over the actor when you do the thing. So then maybe it works. Only one way to find out. Also, I'm seeing a lot of divide by zero. I don't know if you guys see that, but... Okay, so now what we need to do is this rotation needs to be modified by the rotation of our camera boom. Okay? You getting this? So this rotation needs to modify the rotation. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how to do that. It's some math shit. Delta? But Delta do anything? Hmm. Eh. I don't know. I still don't 100% know what Delta does in this situation, but let's see. I can do this locally now that I know that this shit works prop. Right. Right. No, that's not what I want. It's almost like I need to get the, like, up. No. Break rotation and axes? No. Maybe we could do a transform? We could do a transform. Could do a transform actually. How would I go about reading that though? From local space to world space. Would it be world space to local space? No, it'd be local space to world space. The rotation would be this, but we would do yaw as X and pitch as Y. And then in the transform, we'd have the camera boom in here. And then that would be what we'd feed there. I feel like that could work. Let's see. No. I don't know how we could do this based off. So this is in local space. Think you'd want rotate vector? Do you think so? I don't know. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay. The problem is we can directly add actor world rotation to this thing, but these values are just like raw values. We need it to be based off of the direction we're facing from the camera boom. Maybe we do this forward vector. Yeah, I don't know. This one might be tough for me because I just don't know how to I'm just not. This is some math shit that I don't know. This is the realm of math that I don't know what to do here. We add actor world rotation. We can't use local rotation because that would be local to itself, which is incorrect. World is the way to go here. So that's fine. Problem then becomes, how do we set this X and Y value and rotate it based off of the camera boom direction? That I don't know. That part I don't know how to do that. Darn. Like, I guess what we could do is get up vector multiplied by the float value here, and then turn that into a rotation. I'm very curious if that would work. If that works, it means this would rotate properly up and down, but no. Is that mouse look a delta coming in, or is it a constant? It's basically whatever the value is. So it could be 0 or 1. If you look down, it's negative. The problem is I don't know how to modify it based off of the camera boom's looking rotation. So basically the problem is, let's say we're looking down here, right? Let's say it looks like this, right? We're looking at the object. When we spin it, we want to spin it based off of our look rotation. So if we're spinning it like this, or if we're spinning it up and down, instead of spinning in world space, we want to spin it based off of this thing, based off of our camera direction. But I don't really know how I could do that, or I don't know what the math would be to do that. I don't think it'd be a delta. I gotta learn what delta actually properly does, because I feel like I've used it in the past, but I don't fully understand what it does. That's my problem with it. So the world rotation of the camera boom, I really thought get forward vector or get up vector would have worked. Really thought that would have worked. Yeah, I don't know. This is beyond me. This is beyond me. I think maybe for now we just put these values in directly, but technically not correct. Like maybe it's actually like an inverse transform rotation. I don't know if that's the case, but doesn't seem like that would be correct, but who knows. Nope. All right. I guess we just slap this fucker in like this for now until I can figure out what the math would be for this. I really do think it has something to do with forward vector here, though. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's not, like, working. Am I surprised? No, not really, but... because forward vector is just a direction. Like... It kind of works, but it doesn't. Check the example at the bottom. I think you'll need to break it out to handle the individual axis transform since you're supplying it to a vector rather than going rotator to rotator. Rotate vector will take a designated vector and apply rotation to it. Useful in transforming one orientation to another or spinning a direction vector by an amount. Yeah, maybe. Let's try rotate vector real quick. But hold on, let me reopen that. So we could do rotate, I guess. Let's do this, rotate vector on the Z. And then multiply it by a float. And then rotation. Might be correct. It's just the fact that this is like an enormous value. Yeah, that might be working. It's just the value is really, really, really big for some reason. Might have to do vector to rotator. That's why I'm using this. Although that's technically not correct. So should we just do this? And then I don't even know if that's correct. I don't think it is. Should I talk with my boss? He gave me access to the technical advisory board from UEFest 2026. There's some more stuff they're doing with UE6 that makes me go, nobody's going to use this engine for about 3 years at least. Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. It's still doing it in world space though. Maybe camera boom isn't the correct one. Maybe we want follow camera. Wait, that might actually be it. Does that look correct to you guys, going left to right? This looks correct. My only problem is it's inverted. Although here, left to right is a bit weird. Okay, let's do the Y value then. Let's do the Y value real quick. So we'll want a rotate vector, but on the pitch. And then let's add both these two together. Sorry, let's not do that. That was a joke. We want to add these two together. Well, let's see if it works. So let's try this. We have to spin it like this, and then spin it to the left or right. Then we spin it like this. It feels pretty good to me. Hey, that feels pretty good to me. Okay, our true test, the chalice. Let's say it's upside down. I'm going to rotate it like this and then move it up. One thing that's kind of annoying is it tries to kind of rotate itself. I feel like it's trying to rotate itself back into position. Okay, it is 100% trying to do that, but it's better, I guess. Let me find something that's really big, a large item. Those get dragged in a different way. I just gotta find. No, that gets dragged from the center. I am noticing it kind of moving back into position though. Kind of annoying, but it works. It's just kind of annoying that it's trying to rotate itself back into position. Does that mouse move emitting a small number constantly? It's a 0 to 1 or -1 to 1 value. It could be emitting, like, I don't, because we let go of the rotate, right? So if we let go of the rotate and then I let go of R, even if I hold R, it's still doing the thing, or I let go, it's doing the exact same thing. So I think it has something to do with the set target location or rotation. Which I think has to do has to do with this, and then the new rotation. I think the set target location and rotation is causing it to kind of rotate. Trying to do some physics analytic constraint stuff? No, no. No. No, 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 no. No. No, not really. No, no. So the alternative is maybe we try the combined rotator here and we do what we were doing earlier, which was setting the rotation here rather than setting it on this. We can try that again, but I don't think it works the way I want it to. Because then the object randomly starts rotating. In ways that I don't want to. Maybe we can set the handled object rotation, but also add active rotation. I wonder if that fixes the issue. Hold on, let's try it. No, it's still trying to rotate back into place. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. It's like doing its own thing. It's kind of doing its own thing. Ah, well, you know, whatever. I think we can just stick with it. It's just kind of annoying that it tries to revert itself back to the rotation. I wonder if we give it just the handled object rotation, what happens then? I think even if we directly feed it the handled object rotation, it is still trying to rotate back into place? Okay. Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, all right. I need to find a large object. Because then, like, I don't know if any of these are large. Like, you grab it from where you're grabbing it from. If that makes sense. Does that make... No? Maybe none of the items have that. No, wait, they do. The propane stove. You can... You can kind of rotate it. It does weird stuff, though, as you can imagine. I need a crate. Let's put a crate in Station 0. Come with me, crate. You're now my best friend. You are a crate. You can do many things. Look at you. You look like you were meant there. You look like you were meant to be there. Yeah. Yeah. It's like constantly trying to rotate itself back into place. Like, once you let go, it's fine. But why does it keep trying to do that? Why does it keep trying to rotate? This is definitely going to cause a lot of problems. But... whatever. All in the name of fun. Apparently, can someone correct me if I'm wrong? Big Walk has prop surfing? So, I'm okay to leave this in the game, right? We do need to do a bunch of stuff where it's like if you hit yourself with a prop like this, it damages you. The only thing we need to figure out is how do we determine that it's the object that impulsed itself into the player character, not the player character themselves impulsing into it. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ow! My head! You catch what I'm putting down? This place is awesome. This place is awesome. Check the velocity of each one. That's true. I guess during the hit, we check which one had the velocity. Yeah, yeah, true. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, can we rotate the door? No. Can we rotate this door? Maybe we just set the rotation on the component. Maybe we just set the rotation on the component and not the actor. Maybe that would be a good idea. You can, however, still do this. You can kind of break shit. Yeah, I guess rotating the component itself is fine, especially if the component itself is a root component, but then the problem is like, what if that breaks something? Which it probably will. Clamp the door angles? Here's the beautiful thing. They technically are, using a constraint. You know, it's really funny you say that. Technically, they're supposed to be. Actually, add world rotation. Maybe this doesn't consider... its constraints. Oh, wait. Maybe instead of add world rotation, maybe we want to add angular velocity. Wait. Maybe this is the way. This might fuck up everything, actually. It doesn't work as well as I would have liked it to. Maybe it's the handled object rotation competing now. Actually, this might be working fine now. Maybe we don't do velocity change, so then that way it still keeps into account its mass. Goes to grab a rat off the floor and misses, entire train rotates through the universe. We're gonna have to try rats after this. It's just part of life. Do I have to do something ridiculous like 9,000? Looks like it. Maybe even larger. How about 15,000? How about 25,000? I ain't wasting no time no more. We must test this with the true test, the chalice. Okay, we need more than 25,000. How about 50,000? How about 50,000? Double it. Double or nothing. Okay. What if we... Did it work when I just set the rotation? I don't think we tested that. If it only set the rotation, right? Without the angular impulse degrees? I do have to remember, I did just multiply this by 5 gajillion numbers. So hold on, maybe... Let me try 10 or 15 for these. Remember 50,000, okay? Nah, that rotation sucks. Whatever. Get this out of here. Go back to this. 50,000. I put 50k thinking I was in RuneScape. This is not RuneScape. Don't get it twisted. Let's make it so the camera moves less. So let's make it so like 0, 1. Do I play RuneScape? I've been playing old school. little bit more lately. Now, one thing to consider, it is only rotating from the root, not from the position of where you're grabbing it from. So if I grab this crate from the corner, oh wait, no, it doesn't grab it from the corner. If I grab this stovetop from the corner, it's not going to rotate it from the corner necessarily. It's rotating it from its root location. But whatever. Show me your moves. Me too, man. Hell yeah. I'm, right now, my current grind is getting defenders. It took me an hour to get the bronze defender. It was terrible. I was like, what the fuck? Why is it taking so damn long? Whoops, wrong item. We also need to invert one of these, which I think both of them actually, funny enough. Trying to get broad bolts. Nice, nice. I don't know if I've unlocked broad bolts yet, actually. This is feeling more like a nice physics game, being able to rotate shit. The only problem being the fact that it tries to return to its rotation location. Just so annoying. I'm still not 100% certain as to why it's doing that. Do I have 55 Slayer? 56. Yes, actually. I think I do. Okay, cool. That works. Dude, yes. 55 fletching? I think I do. It's possible I might have already unlocked broad bolts, to be honest. Because I might have done the broad arrows. Or I think the arrows, if there are arrows. Pretty sure there is arrows and bolts. I might. I think I've been saving up for a rune pouch. I don't know what I was doing because I just recently started getting back into the game, and like I don't know what the hell I was doing back when I was playing like a year ago. No, that one's on my iron, on my group Iron Man. Progress? What you got, Ben? What you got for me? It's Suit for Hire, but with a better animation system. You found the asset I used for the executions. I see. That was good. It was good, man. Look good, look good. All right, rotating held objects. But the real question, actually, that I did not test. Actually, no, I think I did. It works in multiplayer, doesn't it? Just make sure of it. Yep, because I think it's using smooth sync, and because this guy has ownership over it, it should work. Uh-oh. Did I mess something up with the rotation? I know we have this combined rotator here, so maybe we just remove that real quick. Okay, the server can grab onto that. Can the client grab onto it immediately, though? Hold on. Okay. Okay, that seems to work. I think it was just that thing that was causing problems. Cool. The only thing that's really annoying is the rotation constantly going, like it just moving. That part's probably the most annoying part, but everything else is fine. Cool. All right, we can rotate objects. Look, there's only 17 tasks in the to-do list now. Dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now there's 18. Now there's 18. All right. I say good stream. I gotta work on my script for the new video that I'm gonna work on. And I do want to kind of work on that before it gets too late today. Plus I gotta eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Oh. Script for a video game storyline? No. I'm making a new YouTube video. New video, what's it about? Talking about release and then like figuring out where to go from there and then talking about this game. And then, I don't know, just a bunch of shit. Yeah, bunch of stuff. I gotta proofread a bunch of it because I wrote it like yesterday. I read through it a few times, but now that I have a fresh mind, it's the next day. Probably gonna like fix up a bunch of stuff, keep the continuity up and whatnot, whatever. Anyways, I'm so hungry. I'll see you guys on Monday because it's a Friday, and I'll stream over the weekend. Unless maybe like I have time, but I like to work on the YouTube video, so maybe I'll work on that over the weekend. So yeah. Yeah. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. All right. Take care. I'm gonna relax a little bit, relax my throat, and eat something. Or I go to the gym later today. Oh yeah. All right. Goodbye. See you later. Have a great weekend.